I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. I take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers. But I'm no less lost for it. And yet Tasaka, my senior as a mage, or rather a full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation. Hey, do you have an extra cushions around? Also, beakers and a protractor? What the heck do you need those for? She's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors. And come on, you can find a protractor. Like I have one somewhere, I think. Are you serious? A mage should always keep experimental tools around. Look, you can check the shed, I guess. It might be there. If we do have such things, they'd be in the shed. Complaining loudly, she turns and heads back towards the detached building. Tasaka's really serious about getting herself situated here. And the matter of her staying overnight seems to also be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she'd already picked out the best room for herself. She'd even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter." That's funny. Fine, I guess it won't be an issue since the detached building is far away enough. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tasaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. It's like I'm renting out the other half of a duplex. Oh, but I guess we'll see each other during meals. There's only one bath here. What? In the whole house? Really? It's a mansion. What is it, like a 6-1 or something? So we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute. Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot, what the hell am I thinking? I shake my head violently and slump back onto the floor. With what must be my millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized. Ugh, whatever. I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently not caring at all works wonders. The moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. The next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tasaka, and I have gathered around in the living room. I've only just woken up, and Saber's already in the living room, and Tasaka had just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. Oh, that's quaint. But now... Sure, how do I use the AC in here? This was what I saw after being summoned for something so trivial even Fujini wouldn't have bothered with me with it. Okay. The room has transformed into this. I sure know how to pick a teammate. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but 2 invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. What are you talking about? I have guests literally like every morning, dude. Come on, relax, chill. Actually, these 2 don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-style house to begin with. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's in the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you 2 don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here. Just a sec. Before we do that, I want to set one thing straight. Sure. What's that? It's about dinner. Sure, you've been living alone for a while, right? Ostensibly. Well, yeah. Which means you've been making your own meals, right? Well, about that, it's not quite that simple. Of course, I'd go hungry if I didn't eat. I see, then I have a proposal for you. Why don't we take turns preparing dinner? We're going to be living together for a while, so that'll help, right? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You're right. I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now that you're going to be living here, you'll be like family. You'll be expected to cook, and it'll lift some of the burden from me. That's settled then. Today it'll be Shiro's turn. It's late already, so let's talk about this after we've eaten. Wait, it's fine if we take turns cooking dinner, but what about breakfast? We're going to take turns for breakfast too? Don't worry about breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. What? Don't be ridiculous. You won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast. Mind your own business. Henry, you're going to make dinner today. And if you don't make something decent, I'm not talking to you. For the life of me, I don't know what sets her off, but Tosaka glares at me irritated. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're going to eat too, right? If you're going to prepare something, then yes. Meals are an important source of energy. Can you get magical energy from meals? Just asking for you? Got it, then you two sit back and behave yourselves. I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for 3. I turned on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glanced towards Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they would prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto, to say nothing of Tosaka. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. I think for a moment and decide to make deep-fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and saute some shishito peppers. Have you decided on what to do, Rin? Not really. I can't say much because I don't have much information, but I think the most important thing to do is find the other masters. They're former masters. I'd like to search for them without revealing that I'm a master too, but I don't think that's realistic. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Tosaka, not 4, it's 5. The only masters we know so far are you and me. Have you forgotten about Ilya? I shouted my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make the deep-fried tofu. Oh, that's nice. What are you talking about? We know 3. You, me, and that Ilias Vale. Did you already forget about that? About Berserker? Oh. Oh, right, that old girl is also a master. I'd completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me. But now I remember that little girl is a master too. She tried to kill us without a second hesitation. I bet you didn't even consider Ilya Vale as an enemy. Forget about that for now. Just concentrate on cooking. We're going to have a problem if I can't judge how good you are. Huh? I don't know if my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tosaka, but she's right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now. Iliasville, Berserker's master. You seem to know her, Rin. Well, yeah, or I know the name anyway. The Einsburns are a mage family who have been in the Holy Grail War a few times. So they're well versed in the Holy Grail War? Probably. I don't know about the others, but I can say pretty confidently that Iliasville is our biggest obstacle. The Berserker class is typically used to enhance a weaker hero. Or enhance a weak hero. It takes the heroic spirit's sanity in exchange for strengthening them. But to control a hero that's turned violent requires a vast amount of magical energy. Let's say, for example, if you became a Berserker class, I would not be able to communicate with you as I am now. Berserkers are entirely specialized in combat, totally unable to cooperate with anyone. It would be like attempting to tame a wounded lion. No ordinary mage could control such a servant. I figured as much. An ordinary mage would have a difficult time controlling a berserker, even if the heroic spirit was a minor hero. Yet Iliasville summoned an absolutely top-tier hero as a berserker, and she's managed to control him completely. I hate to say this, but that girl's ability as a master is on an entirely different level. I agree. Our current problem is that we are being targeted by this extraordinary master. Right, my archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. What about you, Saber? How are your wounds? I should be fine for normal battles, but I have not yet recovered to the point where I can go up against Berserker. The wounds I sustained from Berserker have completely healed, but it appears the wound I received from Lancer will take longer. I see, then at this point we have no choice but to wait and see. I have a suggestion. I hear Archers has keen eyes. What do you think of having him keep watch over this house and the surrounding area? I intend to have him do just that. Have him keep watch from the roof, so we should know right away if someone suspicious gets near. This house also has a bounded field around it, so we should be good as far as defenses go. Though if Berserker came in to invade this house, our only option would probably be to run away. The two continue their conversation. I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Besides, Tosaka's too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tosaka so casually like that, so maybe Tosaka's just talking to Saber on my behalf. I see my face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet, my brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? Okay then. I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. I head out into the living room. Yeah, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tosaka. Why are you so mad, Shiro? Oh, is it because you wanted me to help serve the food? I'm not mad, I just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. I give her a sideways glance. Tosaka seems perplexed. I'm perplexed too. And then she gives me a chilling smile. We were just deciding on how our partnership is going to work. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to steal your saber. What the? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tosaka just pointed out why I was so annoyed. Why you? Oh, am I wrong? Then I apologize, Amiya. God, you say whatever the hell you want. I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. Oh, she really got to me. Tosaka's still smiling, and Saber is as expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I can survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tosaka. I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. I can't put a finger on it, but... Every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. Seems to be a way of saying the food is good. Also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tosaka, on the other hand, the moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her fist and says, "Alright, I can do better than this. Thanks." Just you wait and see tomorrow, Shiro and Mia. Tosaka's fist trembles with excitement. Dear God. Have I done something bad? Okay, so about what you two were discussing earlier. The two raise their heads simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like that is torture. What were we discussing earlier? About what to do from now on? You two were talking about while I was cooking. About looking for the other masters. Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan. There's nothing to do other than take it slow and steady. Oh, by the way, can you at least sense other mages? It'd make things a lot easier if you could. I can't. I didn't know you were a mage, and we've been going to the same school for 2 years. I knew it. Well, that's fine. I'm sure the others are concealing their presence anyway, so searching for them that way wasn't the best option. What did you say, Bra? Your servants can detect other servants? I can somewhat. However, that is only if they are using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect other servants in about a 200-meter radius. I see. Then we really do need to just wait and see if someone makes a move, or to look for some place that seems odd to us. A master would leave some traces or hints behind when they make a move, so we'll have to search for those. Are you saying we need to search all over town? No, we really shouldn't do that. Our opponents have probably set up some sort of net too, so they'll know right away we are masters if we do something like that. For now, we should hold off on taking initiative until we've figured out a plan. Just live your life the way you always have, and don't let them discover that you're a master. Hide the command spell in your hand so they can't see it. Okay. Guess I can start wearing gloves. It's winter. No one should really notice that. Try not to go anywhere. There aren't plenty of people around. Head home as soon as sun sets. And, what else? Please take your servant with you wherever you go outside of the house. Can Archer act as your escort and guard you, Ren? I think he can do that. It shouldn't be a problem for me because I'll have him be in spirit form on standby. The problem is... my master. Exactly. Hey, are you even listening, Shiro? Take Saber with you everywhere you go. We may have decided not to draw attention, but there could still be some idiot who might attack us in broad daylight. Like, yeah, but if I take her everywhere I go suddenly, like if I'm suddenly always with this woman that's no one's ever seen me with before, all the time, like that in and of itself is a bit suspicious, isn't it? Have Saber with you in case that happens. Alright, I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tosaka would say that, but I hesitated at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tasaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I'm just bad at talking to Saber. What is it? Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl. No, I'm fine. It was very good, Shiro. If it was good, you'd want more. Gosh. I've read my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to eat together all the time. But this might be hard. Saber can't turn into her spirit form, so she can't follow you to school. I mean, unless she enrolls, I guess. School? Are you a student, Shiro? Yeah, I am. Oh, right. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while I'm in school. Oh well. Can't be helped. Is it possible for you to not go to school, Shiro? Well, I mean, I physically could, but I'd basically be nuking my life, so... I can't do that! I should live my life like normal, so I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. There's not a lot of places with so many people. But... He'll be okay, Saber. I'll be there too, so I'll back him up if something happens. And I keep saying nothing will happen. Understood. If Master says so, I will oblige. Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement. Night falls. Tasaka looks like she prepared herself a bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Honestly, she's acting like she owns this place right from the start. I'll need to make clear who's boss around here, or things are going to be real tough for me in the future. Easier said than done. I get the sense seizing the initiative is going to be really hard. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who will be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my biggest obstacle. Tasaka can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince no matter what. Saber. I know she's not a bad person, but... Saber's back in her room. Tasaka's probably back in her own room in the detached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her, or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl, and younger than me. I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked. Plus, I'll need to get used to her, or Tasaka's never going to stop looking down on me. And that's a problem. I don't want that, so I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake? I am. Is something the matter, Master? Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering of my heart under control as she comes near. Calm down. I'm only going to talk to her as a master. Shiro, you do not look well. Has your wound opened up? No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better. Actually, how are you doing? I'm fine. It may take some more time to completely heal in my current state, but I'm still well above average. I should be evenly matched in a battle, so long as it's not against Berserker. I don't sense any pretension from her. She's simply stating the truth. I don't have any response to give. Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. I'd ask you something. Don't you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, aren't there things you'd like to do? Other goals? There's nothing else. Servants are summoned to fight. That is all. Anything else is futile. You have raised an irrelevancy. I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I wanted to tell her that, but it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting is all she's going to do, but she is right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. So it doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber's going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys, or it all seemed like it was in vain. Hey, Saber, servants are supposed to hear experience from the past, right? Then, I'd been about to ask her what she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself. I cannot tell you my true name. During the day, Saber said that was going to be a secret between the two of us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past. Shiro, it is not polite to stop mid-sentence. If the question is important enough, I will answer it. No, forget about it. I was just about to ask a dumb question. I averted my eyes to try to change the topic. It really was a stupid question. I thought I wasn't interested in Saber's identity, and Saber's been refusing to tell me because it's not safe. Bringing up something like this would just prove I'm a bad master dwelling on unimportant stuff. But what else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything on Saber, the only other topics left would be me? That'd be even more pointless. I'm grasping at straws here. If I can't ask her about her identity, I'll just have to ask her about what Saber likes and what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to look at me funny. I'm ready to ask her the futile questions I want. Shiro, if you do not have any questions, may I ask you something? Yeah, sure. What is it? It's about last night. You were wounded trying to save me from Berserker's attack. Do you remember that? I do, but what? Are you going to keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get that it was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick. I feel the same way, but there was something I would like to ask you to help me understand you better as a person. Shiro, why did you try to go up against Berserker? Did you not know what would happen if you got close? Well, of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber, not out of some foolishly optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterward. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry, I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I'd just say something to try to get myself out of the situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me. So you did it unwittingly? It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If something like that happened again, I'm sure I would just be quaking. You may be right. That is a normal human response. No human would throw away their own life to try to save others. Well, I mean, it happens. Even those who are later called heroes are no exception. Which is why, should I encounter such a person, I know they are lacking something. If that person continued to carry on in that fashion, the only thing awaiting them would be tragedy. Interesting way of looking at that, for sure. Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. And yet... Cut it out, Saber. I told you, I was just frazzled. I'm scared to die too, so it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happened again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I tried to mask my anxiety by just spouting a bunch of heartless crap. That is a relief. If this was all a misunderstanding on my part, then there should not be an issue. Yes, you are a coward. As long as you do not choose to follow the wrong path, you should become a proper mage. Hey, do I really look like a coward to you? Yes, very much so. Especially when you try your hardest to accept the situation in which you are placed. Do you not know that such prudence is sometimes called cowardice? It is no different than saying that one who does not know fear can never become a wise man. She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. She smiles while she's roasting me, calling me a coward. Must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my bland room. And then night falls. I did not talk to Saber or Tasaka in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. I can't sleep. I'm still lying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn, why can't I? It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. I know. Of course I can hear the sound come from the next room if it's quiet. And since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber's sleeping form. Damn it, how the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? I can't just stay in this whole bed of needles situation forever. I sneak out of my futon, trying not to wake Saber up. Thank goodness. I thought Saber noticed, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master this way, but there's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she would probably wake up immediately if her master is in danger. Tasaka seems to be asleep. Lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant, or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Tasaka managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it does help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. Had my command cells, huh? No, never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spells masters bear appear somewhere on their arm. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand. Clothes wouldn't work to hide it, so I'll need to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. It's wintertime, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Tasaka has hers on the opposite hand from mine, around the middle of her right hand or somewhere around there. The shape of the command spells differ for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tasaka's command spell. Oh, for sure. She'd be too embarrassed that she was already used some. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open, and it's pitch dark inside, as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silent under the wintry night sky. I step inside. After closing the door, to shut out the cold, I turn on the stove. Thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train it. No pauses. MageCraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skimp on my training for no good reason. Breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual image pops into my head. The image of a sword drifts into my empty mind. I try to ignore it and clear my head. As soon as magical energy runs through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening MageCraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by Lancer last night. I need to recreate that same feeling before I forget, or else it'll have been for nothing. Trace on. I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all I can do for now. As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tasaka. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitations will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. Alright, save the game. Oops. Yep. There we go. Alright, going into February 4th.